Previously, in the Cirque Series. Arapahoe Basin hosted the penultimate race of the season. As the only race in Colorado, it inspired local talent to come out and defend their state. Anna Mae Flynn from Poncha Springs, Colorado, proved her speed with a win at her only Cirque Series race of the season. Kremling, Colorado's Tabor Hemming is one of the United States' rising trail running talents. She grabbed a second place less than 2 minutes behind the leader. Jamie Bruce's consistency has paid off this season. She left A Basin leading the series overall after a third-place performance. Jordyn's goal was to remove the pressure and have fun running in her home state. Surrounded by friends and family, she crossed the finish line 11th and is heading into the final round in 7th overall. She sets her sights on her season goal of a top 5 in the series.
We are in Engelberg, Switzerland, and this is the last and final round of the Cirque Series.
You like my heel click without getting off the ground? Just a little...
Coming into this series, I think my goal was to learn as much as I could. This was my first year racing and having an actual race schedule, and so I didn't really know what to expect or how it was going to play out, and I really just wanted to test everything and, you know, see what works for me. So doing the Cirque Series, having a race every 2 weeks, that was a big goal of mine, was just to learn as much as I could. The overall was in the back of my mind of just, you know, can I be in the top 5 of the overall by the end of the year? So I guess that was another goal kind of coming into this whole series. What pulled me into this whole series was I ran the Engelberg race last year, which was the last race of the series, and it was so much fun. The energy was great. Like, everything about it was just so much fun. So that's kind of what kickstarted this entire thing for me this year, of wanting to do the whole series and see, you know, kind of where I line up in that. So coming back here was really special, of, you know, being able to have that experience last year and then kind of compare the two and how they played out. The weather, well, it's funny because it was really similar to last year's weather, of being kind of misty and damp and raining the night before, so all of the grass, all of the rocks, roots, everything was wet and slick and muddy, which just makes it more fun. It makes it a little bit chaotic. The temperature was so tricky because it was right on the line of being cold enough to need pants or being just warm enough that you want shorts. And it was so funny because Annie and I kept going back and forth with each other of like, are you wearing shorts or are you wearing leggings? Like, what are we supposed to wear right now?
I don't know if I want to wear shorts or not. I'm like debating too. Yeah, like I'm seeing everyone else too, and I feel warm.
Warming up, we were pretty comfortable in what we were wearing, which was leggings and a jacket. But then thinking about going up in elevation, it was going to be colder at the top, but as we're climbing, we're going to get hotter. And so we were trying to see if that actually balanced out enough to where we would want shorts. And so it was kind of a funny but stressful 5 minutes before the race started to see what we wanted to wear. That's kind of what I was expecting it to be, just because that's what it was last year, but it definitely made the race interesting.
Where's Jordyn? Tell her to come up.
Over there. I'll find her.
Just knowing what the race looked like last year, I wanted to conserve myself enough for the switchbacks on the uphill. So the way that it's laid out is there's a pretty long straightaway on the bike path, and that's how you start out. And then you start climbing up through a neighborhood, through the trees. You go up some switchbacks, but they're all super runnable. And then you get to a farm and you run across like the pasture of the farm, and then you hit these switchbacks, which are right underneath the gondola and the lift, and those are where they start to get pretty steep. Knowing how I felt last year, I wanted to be a little bit more aware of my energy and where it needed to go, so I think I paced myself pretty well leading up to those switchbacks. But as soon as we finished the switchbacks, I felt like I still had a lot of energy left, and so maybe I played that part a little bit too safe.
I'm Annie Doobie and I'm from Golden, Colorado. My goals coming into the Cirque Series this year were to basically just like see what I could do in like a competitive mountain trail series. This is by far like my first experience taking races like this as, you know, more of like a focus. As in the past, I've been like way more focused on obstacle racing, Spartan racing, that kind of thing. Coming into this race was interesting. I mean, I've definitely treated this week more of a racecation than like an A race per se. first time in Switzerland, like wanted to take advantage of every single day here, and I've done a lot. I've put a lot of miles on my legs. I feel beat up, so it's not like the best feeling coming to start line, but in some ways it like worked to my advantage because I kind of knew the mountain already, which was actually a good feeling.
My name is Megan Drake. I am from Orem, Utah. My goals for this whole year was just to put myself in something new. Before the Cirque Series, the shortest race I've done had been a half trail marathon. So the Cirque Series was like very different from what I'd done. It was shorter, if you can call it that, distance-wise, and like with all the vert. It was just something very different than anything I'd done, and I really wanted to just dive in and try new things. So my plan was to try the very first Cirque Series and see how I liked it, and then if I liked it, to just go from there and hopefully do all of them.
Coming into this race, I'm sitting at 7th, and to break into the top 5, I think I need to get an 11th place finish or better. So that's obviously my goal. I would like to be top 10 or better for that race, but then have the overall standing be in that top 5.
I kind of thought about it, and if I can make it to all of them, like maybe I could get overall possibly, just because I honestly didn't think there were that many people. And then showing up to the first one, there was like 20 pro runners. I think that's been pretty consistent over the series. This is like upped its game. Like there's definitely a lot more pros this year, and it's awesome to see like a lot more women that are getting into it.
You know what time it is?
Go time, baby.
It's almost go time.
Almost go time.
You got it.
I go tag that cross, and then it's go time.
I want you to catch Megan. She's not too far ahead of you.
I know. I was ahead of her for the majority of the uphill. She caught me on the switchbacks, so I know she's not that far.
Annie's in 3rd right now.
Okay.
She's charging.
Sick.
And then I don't know anybody else.
Downhills are mine.
Yeah, they are. How you feeling?
Okay.
You traverse to the lake, go up and tag the cross, come back down from the cross. After you tag the cross, it's all downhill from there. And so that was the part that I was really excited for and ready to kind of let my legs go. Last year I crashed pretty hard going down one of the downhill sections. There was either mud or grass to choose from, and in the grass there were rocks, and I thought, okay, I'll run in the grass with the rocks because at least the rocks give me a little bit more traction than the mud did. And it was wet and slick, and I fell pretty hard last year. And so going through that same section, I didn't realize it, but it was in the back of my head of like, hey, maybe don't eat shit here. Maybe try to stay upright. And so I, again, was maybe a little bit more conservative than I wanted to be on the downhills. And it's interesting because I feel like in those moments too, I knew I was, and I could feel it, and I could feel my brain trying to battle it out of like, okay, go, like let go of your legs and go. And then the other part being like, maybe put the brakes on just a little bit so that you don't wipe out. And so it kept going back and forth, which was kind of tricky to navigate, but we were able to cruise down it and stay in one piece. So I think that that was a win.
I've had like an ongoing issue with my leg where anytime I run intensely, the whole like left side just tightens up. About like half a mile in, I started feeling it. I was a little disappointed that it was still happening, but just realizing I'm in Switzerland, I wouldn't be here without my friends. Like, I'm so grateful that I have this opportunity. It's like a powerful thing in a race. My name is Megan Drake, and I just won the overall Cirque Series for the 2023 season.
I'm really pleased with the fact that the headspace this race is exactly what I've wanted it to be every other race. And so, you know, this year has been a whole journey of trying to navigate that headspace and, you know, really figure that out. And so going into this race with a totally clear mind and not once having, you know, to really challenge that was a huge win for me. But in terms of effort, I know that I had more, and I think you always feel that way, or you feel that way often, but I really know that I did, and so I'm a little bit, I guess, displeased with that, but at the same time I'm not, because I had the best day. I got to celebrate it with some of the best people in such a crazy place, so like I'm not mad about it. It's just one of those where I'm ready for next year. Getting to know these girls this year has been so much fun. I think seeing the sport grow, and especially seeing how many women are getting into the sport, is really important. And having those familiar faces over here and then being able to go, you know, get fondue after the race with all of them and, you know, being able to talk about things other than running has been, I don't know, really fun. And you build these relationships and friendships beyond just racing them as an athlete. And I think that, I don't know, it's just cool. Running is really cool. The sport is fun.
I gotta give another shout out to Nicole, as a year ago, the reason why Nicole shows up today is she shed 100 pounds and is now in this race today. So mad respect to everybody's reason.
I would say definitely try it 100%. Like, even if you have any fears or whatever, I had a lot of fears coming in. I definitely felt the first race, I was like, I should not be here. If like all these people look fast, I felt so intimidated. But honestly, every single person I met here has been so amazing, so nice. Like, there's such a team camaraderie when you're doing these series, because you meet like the same people at all these different races, and like you just become like best friends. Like, Jordyn and I met each other through this. I met several other people through this. It's just been such an incredible experience. So even if you have any fears or like doubts, or you feel like you don't belong, or you never trail ran or whatever, I'd say just like jump in and have fun.
It's fun, because that's the whole point. Because if you're not having fun, then it's just called running, and that's not fun. All right, so top honors today, 1 hour, 3 minutes, 38 seconds. Put your hands together, 1 hour, 3 minutes, 38 seconds. Top honors today out of Kenya, Kevin Kibet! Unbelievable, unbelievable.
First place, erster Rang mit 1:20:11. Congrats, 1:20:11, Selina Burch.
Unreal. Unreal, Selena. Ladies and gentlemen, fire those cameras up and those hands for these top honor ladies in pro division.
Ganz, ganz herzliche Gratulation mit dem grossen Siegerscheck. Gratulieren wir. Congrats, Annie Dupe.
I'd say I'm pretty happy with my first season ever, you know, with how much that I've learned this year and how much I've, I think, kind of grown as an athlete overall. I'm pretty happy with that. So this year, with the overall, I got 4th, which I'm very happy about. I was hoping for 5th, so to find out that we got 4th in the overall, I'm pretty happy about that. I think anyone and everyone that's run these races can agree that they are a party and a race all tied into one, and I think that Julian does a really good job of putting these on and, you know, making sure that everybody feels included and loved and safe in what they're doing, you know, whether that's someone trying running for the first time, trying trail running for the first time, or it's somebody who's been racing pro for the last 5 years, whatever it is, like everyone feels the same way and is just excited to go run. And I think that, you know, the Cirque Series does a really good job of capturing what trail running should be and making it, you know, feel like a safe place for everybody, but also in a way of like, hey, go push your limits a little bit, like go scare yourself, you know. I think they do a really good job with that. So I'm really looking forward to next year.
That was crazy. Amazing.
Jordyn? Today was so much fun. We'll see you at the ski lodge tonight to party.
That's all we have to say? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say, you're the badasses of Switzerland. Thanks for being here today. My name is Goldie, this is Christoph Arnold, and we will see you at the ski lodge tonight. If you don't go, you might not win more stuff. So, we'll see you tonight. Have a good night, Luke.
To everyone who's been watching these videos, you know, from the start till now, to huge thank you to you guys, because I think we wouldn't really be able to do this without the support of a lot of you, and it makes it feel worthwhile too, knowing that people are watching these and feeling inspired and, you know, going out and scaring themselves. I think that that means a lot to both myself and Chase. So huge thank you to all of you guys for being here, liking and subscribing everything, and we hope to see you guys next year.
After a competitive season, Megan Drake wins the series overall. Jamie Brusa holds on to second despite missing the final race in Engelberg. Annie Doobie rounds out the podium after today's incredible third place result. Jordyn meets her series goal of a top 5, finishing in 4th for the overall standings. Thank you to our sponsors for making these videos possible. Check the video description for more information on our partners.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to hide my excitement.